This educational video is provided by Magee Rehabilitation, Jefferson Health System, through a grant funded by the Kessler Foundation.
My name is Magee. I am a T6 complete paraplegic. Hey, Frankie here. I've been working out probably for about 18 years now. Started back when I was about 17 years old. When I got hurt 11 years ago, I probably took about, I would say, about 7 months after my accident that I got back into the gym. I was wearing a clamshell for 6 months, so I really couldn't really go to the gym and hop in and out of the chair and have the clamshell on. But believe it or not, I actually was working out. I had some dumbbells in my hospital bed, probably within a couple months after my accident, just to make sure I was still keeping my upper body in shape. So I'm about a T6 complete. So I have limitations with doing exercises due to my injury. So I can mostly work my chest, I do my shoulders, my back, my bis, and my tris. I really can't do anything for my lower extremities, and even the ones I can do, the exercises I can do for my upper body, there are still some limitations there. There's certain things that, because of my level injury, I really don't have balance, so I really can't get the true motion that I can if I had my lower extremities. So there's been some challenges and some limitations within the gym, but all in all, as everything else, you learn through experience. And as I was going through it, and every day I learned something new, I learned what I can do and what I can't do. But fitness has always been a part of my life, and to me, it's always been an important part. And just because I was in this accident wasn't going to stop me from continuing to do that.
So today we're going to show you how I work out in the gym. The exercise that I'm going to show you these are the exercises that I would do, not all in the same day, but these are the exercises that I would do if I was to come. I usually come like 3 days a week. That's usually my routine, 4 if I'm lucky. And I usually break it up. I do 2 body parts every time I come. But in this video here, I'm just going to kind of go through everything that I would be possibly able to do if I was on my own and in the gym. Get the weight that I need. Okay. So right now I'm just getting my weight set up. And first thing you always want to do is when you get in these chairs is you want to always make sure that your feet are planted. You're in a position where nothing's, you're not damaging anything, you're not sitting on anything, you're in a good position where you can all set yourself up. And then once you feel that you're secure, you can go ahead and get started. So, get myself straight. Let me just like that. One thing that's always important is you got to focus on your breathing. I've been working out for probably like 17 years now, so the important thing is always do when you're working out is you always make sure you drink a lot of water. I have my water bottle in my bag, I have to fill it up. And breathing is very important. Always exhale when you're exerting and inhale when you're not exerting, so that way you keep your breathing regulated. So that's really important. You want to maintain your breathing, because if you don't, that's what wears you out, gets you kind of tired, so breathing is really important. Normally what I do is I do 3 to 4 sets. And I usually go up, depending on how much weight I can handle, usually go up like either 10 pounds, 15 pounds, depending on how heavy or light it is. Now when you transfer, same thing, you want to make sure you're like kind of on an angle, make sure your wheelchair is locked. This goes back to what I said, that I'm one of very few guys that have brakes on a wheelchair. The reason why I need them, because if I don't have brakes on this chair is moving all around and it's not safe. So brakes are on, position yourself, get ready to transfer up, and you want to make sure you're clear and over. That easy. That's it. We'll move on. So normally what I do too is when I'm working out, obviously it's good to establish a routine. One day I'll do my chest, the other day I'll chest and biceps in the same day. So basically, when you're doing your chest, you're exerting your triceps. So you don't want to overwork your triceps. So I always like to do chest and biceps to equal it out. And then on another day, I'll do back, and I'll do my back and triceps. Same thing. When you're doing your back, you're doing a lot of your bicep, a lot of pulling motions. So you want to stagger them. You don't want to do them all on the same day. If you're doing bis with back, you're going to overwork the bicep, and you probably won't get the best workout. So I learned through experience. I used to do it both ways, but I found that alternating really makes a difference. So now I'm going to do some flat chest, flat bench press. Same thing. Secure yourself. Set the weight. Okay. Now we're doing so first we're doing the incline press, which is the upper chest. Now we're going to do the lower chest, or the middle chest, which is just the regular bench press. So same thing here. You make sure you're in there set. Make sure you position right, and then you're going to go. Just like that. Same technique. You exert. You breathe out when you're exerting. Breathe in when you're not. In, out, in, out, in, out. And one more. There you go. Okay. So then again there, do another probably 3 or 4 sets of that. You go up in weight, according to what you can handle. And that's it. Then you move on to your next exercise. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do, this is called, these are pec deck flies. They're for your chest. And what I want to show you is some things that some of the machines that I use, that if I feel that I'm unstable, or if I feel like I'm not going to be able to get the good support that I need, I have a strap that I use. And what the strap does is once I slide in the chair, I lock it around me in the bench so that way I'm more secure. So this is definitely a cool thing to have if you feel that your balance isn't that great, or especially if you're just starting out and you're worried about falling out of the equipment. So just grab this. So all it is just a strap, and it's kind of like a belt. It's one of like old-fashioned belt buckles. You slide it in and lock it. So this is definitely something I use if I feel that I need to be in there. I probably don't need it for this machine, but I'm going to just use it anyway. Same thing. Make sure you're locked up. Just slide over like this. So what you want to do is you want to just make sure you get like a piece of the bench back, and then you just want to strap yourself in. Again, if you feel like you don't have your center of gravity or you're unbalanced, you can always feel like you're shaky and you want to pull out of here. So it just makes more sense to be safe, and then having this gives me more confidence in lifting more weight. So I just want to make sure. There you go. You're strapped in there, so at least now I know I ain't gonna go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So then I want to grab here, and I want to do some flies. There you go. Same thing with the flies. When you get here, you want to squeeze it. This is good for the inner part of your chest. Same thing. You exhale when you're exerting. Inhale. Blow it out. Breathe in. Blow it out. Breathe in. Blow it out. Just like that. So we just got done doing some chest exercises. We did our upper chest, we did incline, we did flat, we did some flies. Now I'm going to show you a couple of back exercises that I could do. So these are actually rows. So this is where I will wheel up to the machine, get my legs out like this, and here I don't really need a strap or anything to lock it in place. So I just make sure my feet are out in front of me, the wheelchair's locked, and I just kind of scoop myself up, hand on here, and then you just transfer. Transferring in just like that. Perfect. Get your legs positioned. Bring your legs up. Make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. Just make sure nothing's sticking out. All right. So now we're going to do a little bit of back exercises. Now back exercises are pretty important for me. I think for most powers, because being in the wheelchair and you're always sitting up, you have a tendency that your posture can be compensated because you're always using your shoulders. So by you using your shoulders and wheeling, what's happening is that you're building a lot of muscle in your upper deltoids, and what's happening is you may not realize it, but you're getting top heavy. So you're starting to tilt in and tilt in. Next thing you know, you got like a hunch back, and that's something you do not want to do. So one thing I always do is I'm always conscious of my posture. So I try to make sure that I sit up, I bring my shoulders back any way possible, and especially when I'm working out in the gym, if I'm working like my back or muscles that will help that from helping my shoulders from falling forward and me getting that weight bearing forward to work more of the back muscles, I make sure I focus on them. And there's a couple more exercises we're going to do when we get into shoulders. But back is one exercise that you definitely want to keep in mind about your posture while you're doing your exercises. So what we're doing here is we're going to work our lower back in the middle of our back. So I usually do 2 variations. I go close pulls and I do wide pulls. So first we'll do a set of the wide. So you can get it here, you bring it back there. And as I was saying about the posture, make sure you extend your back, your shoulders back with it. You want to feel it all in your back. There you go. So you're working them back muscles that you don't normally get a chance to work. So you want to just make sure you get them like this. Same thing, you want to blow out on when you're exerting it. Normally, what I normally do for my back is I have 2 different variations of my workout. If I'm by myself, I stick mostly to the machines because I don't really need assistance. But if I have a partner, which I do sometimes, that's where I can get a little bit more creative. I can be a little more risky because I have someone there to help me. And for back, I usually go for chin-ups. And what I do is I have 2 guys, one on each side. I have one guy over here, one guy over here. On the count of 3, they boost me up, they lock me in, move the chair back, and I'm chinning. So I'm doing my chin-ups. I usually get like maybe 4 to 8 sets. I do different variations of the chin-ups, but it's really, really good, and it's great for it builds up your strength. It's great for your back, and it gets you out of the chair. So it's actually pretty cool. So here's how you get out of here. Here you keep your legs positioned like this. Grab on the back of your chair, brakes are on, and you just want to transfer it back. So you want to kind of make sure you get a good push off. Bingo, like that. It's all about making sure you get a good push off. And guys, people in our situation already know you build up your upper strength just from transferring. So that always helps too. Make sure you build up your strength while you're doing your transfers. All right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to do I'm demonstrating another back exercise. This is similar to the rows. This is actually another row, but here it's a different variation. It's a different feel. It gives you a little bit more of a stretch. So I like to mix them up. Sometimes I usually do both in the same day. So same here. You got to kind of roll in like this. And it's always nice to have a clean towel with you too, because either if you're sweating or before the machine, you want to make sure for hygiene purposes you're not jumping in a bunch of sweat, and that someone was kind enough to leave behind. So let's see. That weightlift's done, right? So the same thing here. If you're used to this technique, it's about getting your legs out in front of you. You wheel in. Again, locking your brakes, making sure you're secure. Get your legs out in front of you. And here, pop them up, and over. Same thing. Push up. Great. Leg. Get yourself positioned. And what you want to do here, same kind of technique as it was before, but this you're getting a really good stretch. Grab them here, and this is a little more for your lower back. Pull it in, and you squeeze, just like that. Yeah, this feels really good. Blow out as you exert. Feel them back muscles you don't use. Yeah, this is good. Blow it out. Keep it in. And one more. Oh, this is a fitness lifestyle that, it makes you feel good, but at the same time you have to be really careful. Make sure you don't overdo it. You got to maintain a nice, a strict, a diet, well-balanced diet, and you got to be careful. So be smart when you're in the gym. That's one key thing to remember. Same thing here. You're like a leapfrog. Lean into it, up, and you go straight back. It's just all about coordination and balance. You have to have confidence. You have to have confidence that you can do it, and not worry about, if you slip or anything like that. It's just do what you can do, and you got to test yourself. I mean, I've learned through experience what I can do and what I can't do. So, there was exercises that I tried to get in. And I got in there and I said, you know what, I'm really not feeling it. I can't really get my balance, so I don't do it. So I just do it. I do it smart, and I do what works for me. And that's all by trial and error. So what works for some people may not work for you, and vice versa.